The following is a presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball, brought to you by the Gatemen Baseball Network in conjunction with the Cape Cod Baseball League.
As the summer of 2017 continues, the Wareham Gatemen are right in the middle of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoff race.
Line shot by Antia. This one is back. It's far. Bye-bye baseball. A two-run homer for Jake Antia.
Drives this one to deep right field. Heading back is Pompey. He's at the track, leaps and makes the play. What a play by Tristan Pompey.
Called strike three in the inside part. Griffin Roberts
swings and drives this one deep to left field. That one is into the trees.
With stellar pitching and timely hitting, the Gatemen have taken the West Division by storm.
The 0-2 from Fioli. Called strike three.
Throwing back to first base, McIver, and the tag is in time from Sable.
Sends it to right field. Going back is the right fielder. That one's gone. Tanner Dodson.
And now, the push for Wareham's 8th league championship heats up.
Duran swings and hits this one through the gap. Rounding third and heading for home is John Topa. The throw to the plate is not in time, and Topa will score.
The breaking ball called strike three. Dalton Roach strikes out the side.
1-2. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brett Canine.
Lines it right back up the middle for a base hit. On the first pitch, Baird rounds third. He's going to come home and score.
Metz sends it down the right field line. It's in for a base hit. Rounding third. Coming home is Duran. He will score. And the Wareham Gatemen are now winners of 5 in a row. The Gatemen walk it off at Spillane Field. How do you like that?
It's Wareham Gatemen Baseball, and it's live on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
On the brink of elimination, the Wareham Gatemen have one more shot against the Bourne Braves to keep their season alive. Game 2 of the Western Division Finals in the Cape League, brought to you by the Gatemen Baseball Network. I'm Connor Federico alongside Jacob Toby today. And man, we sure have a fun day of baseball ahead of us. Our whole Gatemen Baseball Network staff on hand tonight for what could be Wareham's final game of the season, but it could also be a game that springboards them into Game 3 and maybe beyond.
Yeah, I mean, this game means everything right now. If you're trying to move on and play Game 3 at Doran Park tomorrow, then this is your game right now. You have to step up, you have to play well, you have to do what was taught, what was said in the pregame by head coach Don Sned and by pitching coach Jim Lawler. Do all the things necessary if you're trying to win, and simply, if you don't win tonight, you're going home. That's as simple as that. But the Gatemen do have a chance tonight to go back and tie this series up at 1 apiece and then fend for yourselves tomorrow at Doran Park and then ultimately compete for a Cape League title, which would be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool, but the Gatemen last night, they fell 3-2 on the road. Such a tight game, such an exciting game in front of nearly 2,000 fans at Bourne's Doran Park. And we're expecting numbers around there tonight. Spillane Field, the Bourne Braves, the Wareham Gatemen, it means so much.
We talked about it on the pregame show. Expect a lot of Bourne Braves fans to be in attendance tonight down that third baseline. It was the same thing last year in the series versus the Bourne Braves. Again, only 11 miles separates these two fields, so they're very close. They have history besides the Cape League in varsity sports between Bourne and Wareham high schools. So these two towns have battled it out through the years. Historically, they're going to battle it out tonight, and Bourne trying to make it a quick sweep and make it only 4 games they've played in the first 2 rounds and head on to the finals, whereas Wareham's trying to extend this series as long as possible.
Right now, we're waiting on the start of this game between the two teams. The starting lineups have been read off on the public address, and we are getting ready for the first pitch and the national anthem here at Spillane Field. As the crew continues to get the field ready, you see Blake Sable over there on the pitching mound, and here comes Giovanni Dinkong trying to coil this hose. You also see our umpires for tonight. Joseph Peters is behind the plate. John Degriolamo, he's at first. Pat Sparky Burns at second. He will be referred to only as Sparky for the remainder of this broadcast. And then Ronald Adams over at third base. The Gatemen, they face a Bourne Braves lineup tonight that goes as such. Grant Williams, Lyle Lynn, Richie Palacios, Scott Schreiber, Jamison Hanna, Jared Triolo, Tyler Fitzgerald, Grant Witherspoon, and Kevin Radwich. Now it's time for the national anthem.
Steve is the Executive Director of WCTV. He is also a proud graduate of Wareham High School. Steve has been singing for years and has a background in church and gospel music.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's have baseball, ladies and gentlemen, live from Spillane Field. Connor Federico and Jacob Toby along with you today. Jacob, right before the anthem, I went through the Braves lineup. They're facing Justin Montgomery tonight, a guy who's had his ups, he's had his downs, but this is probably one of the most important appearances, in his life.
Yeah, I mean, his best outing probably came on June 25th. He got the win against Hyannis. 5 innings, had 8 strikeouts, didn't let up an earned run. Let up only 1 hit, as we see Tom Crane, the director of the All-Star game here at Spillane Field, throw out the first pitch. Good to see him do that. Get a hug from Willie McIver, the catcher. But yeah, back to Justin Montgomery. His last start, he took the loss versus the Falmouth Commodores in that tough 12-1 loss here at Spillane Field. 3 innings, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. He's not looked the same since basically the All-Star break. He made 1 appearance versus the Brewster Whitecaps, in relief, and after that he's just not been the same. It's been the fastball command that hasn't been there, and it's also been his curveball that hasn't been there either. So it'll be interesting to see how far he goes and what he does in his start.
It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. You see the Wareham Gatemen take the field. They are ready for baseball, and the defensive lineup as such. John Topa is in left, Stephen Kwan in center, Giovanni Dinkong in right, Jaron Duran at third base, Kyle Kasser at short, Robbie Metz at second, Jake Anchia at first. Doing the catching for Montgomery, Willie McIver, and Hell's Bells playing throughout Spillane Field. A special request by Justin Montgomery, tonight's pitcher. He wants to be amped for this, and suddenly the energy around Spillane, people know what this game is about, how important it is.
Well, he's got to fight back right now. This is a very important start for him personally. Could be his last start here on the Cape, who knows, and last appearance as well. So he wants to go out with a bang as he finishes up another baseball season, and he surely wants to make a comeback right now as he struggled in his past few outings.
Montgomery, this is his 8th start of his summer, 10th total appearance for the Gatemen. A 3.14 ERA in the regular season. And he has been good. He started the season with 0 ERA, which is just about as good as you can ask for. The All-Star game starter, he certainly deserved that honor. And he is just about ready for baseball now. The first batter he'll face is Grant Williams. Man, you can feel the energy in the crowd tonight. Feel it in the air. It's Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network, and we're proud and honored to bring it to you. Game 2 of the Western Division Finals. The Gatemen, a 2-0 sweep of the Falmouth Commodores to get here. The Bourne Braves, a 2-0 sweep of the 2 seed, the Katuitt Kettleers. 3 and 4 seeds matching up. Only one can make the Cape League Finals.
Number 4, Grant Williams.
Montgomery and Williams. Williams on the regular season had a .326 batting average. That by far leads the Bourne Braves, and he is their leadoff man. A .410 on base percentage. And we're underway. Ball one from Montgomery.
Nice weather today, 75 degrees and sunny. Perfect night for some baseball.
There's that first pitch strike from Montgomery. The count moves to 1-1. That's exactly the key for him today. He just fell behind 1-0, but the more first pitch strikes he can throw, the better.
Yeah, get out in front.
And now he's ahead in front, 1-2. It can bring you a lot of different things. A fastball gets to about 93 miles an hour, then that curveball and that changeup. When those pitches are on, that's when Montgomery is most successful. And upstairs. Two. Popped foul. Jacob, we were saying last night, there are so many long counts and long at-bats that forced game one to be a little longer than it might have been normally.
3:03 is your game time yesterday. 3 hours and 3 minutes. It was a long one.
2-2, swung on and missed, strike three. That's the way to start it if you're Justin Montgomery. 5-pitch strikeout.
It's exactly how you want to start it off. Keep your pitch count down. Like you said, Connor, 5 pitches, and he strikes out the first guy he faces. That's the kind of at-bat you want in your pitcher.
I have to apologize. It was 6 pitches, if you include the foul ball. So here comes Lyle Lynn. Take strike one, and that last strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Lyle Lynn from Arizona State got to face his Sun Devil teammate in Fitz Stadler yesterday, and now he's behind quickly, 0-2. Montgomery's fastball looks about as high heat as we've seen all season.
And if you remember, he started the game versus Falmouth, letting up a home run to Clayton Daniels, so good job by striking out the last batter.
One goes under McIver's legs, it doesn't matter. Lyle Lynn, according to the China Post, was the first ever Taiwanese-born player selected in the Major League Baseball draft. 16th round by the Seattle Mariners in 2016. Now he takes ball two. Good job holding up by Lynn. That's exactly what Montgomery can bring you. He'll get a lot of swings and misses tonight on that pitch that falls out of the strike zone so beautifully. From Cal Baptist, the Lancer deals, and we'll get a foul ball. So a couple 2-strike counts and then a couple foul balls for the first 2 hitters in Bourne's lineup. Bourne on the regular season 4-2 against the Gatemen, 1-0 in the postseason. Game 2, the Western Division Finals. The fastball just misses on the outside. Now we'll get a full count.
Yeah, McIver trying to frame that. Good call, though, by the home plate umpire. Just a bit outside. Joseph Peters doing a nice job.
3-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. McIver squeezes it, throws it around the infield. 2 straight strikeouts to lead off this game for Justin Montgomery. That's got to be a great sign.
It's been 8 days since he last pitched. That game versus Falmouth was on the 1st of August. So he's pumped up and ready to go, and it seems that way. 2 straight strikeouts to start off. Pretty good. Trying to match what Dalton Roach did last night, 7 Ks in 4 innings.
Here comes Richie Palacios. Take ball 1, called low. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Montgomery last summer in the Alaska Baseball League had 12 appearances, a 2.83 ERA. He gives up a long fly ball, looks foul. It'll crash into the bullpen. Everybody out of the way, unharmed. But a big line drive by Palacios, and now the count's 1-1.
I thought that ball maybe had a chance off the sound of that bat, but it goes foul.
Montgomery last summer played for the Peninsula Oilers in Alaska. They made the Alaska Baseball League Championship Series, but then fell. So Montgomery has good summer league postseason experience. Some of these other guys don't. Some of these other guys playing on a stage like this for the first time. And now 2-2. That fastball, everybody seems to be behind it right now.
And that's great for Montgomery. It has life, which it hasn't had the past couple outings.
The 2-2. And fouled off.
You can keep that foul ball courtesy of
So it hasn't.
Glenn Hannington and his
It
daughter
has
Dennis.
not been easy in these first three batters so far.
No.
They're making him work.
Good at bats.
We'll get the 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Strike 3! Justin Montgomery strikes out the side in the top of the first inning. All of them brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Williams down, Lynn down, Palacios down. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Will the Gatemen strike first?
Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgentcare. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgentcare.
The Down East Lobster Roll combos are back at the 99 restaurants. Visit today in Centerville, Falmouth, Mashpee, Wareham, or Yarmouth for the best value for lobster rolls on the Cape. The 99, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
The Gatemen lineup: Stephen Kwan, Robbie Metz, Jaron Duran, Joe Durpich, John Topa, Kyle Kasser, Jake Ganchia, Willie McIver, Giovanni Dingkong. The same lineup for the 2 wins of the Gatemen postseason against the Falmouth Commodores. The pitcher they'll face, Blake Whitney. But first, an update from Brewster in the East Division final.
8-3 lead for who? The Brewster Whitecaps, as it's in the top of the 9th right now. There are no outs. I mean, this game has gone pretty crazy. Brewster, actually Orleans scored the first run of the day in the top of the first on a leadoff solo shot from Ethan Paul. And this game has just gone back and forth, and 12 hits for the Whitecaps. Can they do it? We'll find out. We'll check in later.
So the Whitecaps might force a Game 3 in the East. They did in their first round series as well. Pitcher tonight for the Braves, Blake Whitney, 6'3", 175 pounds, out of Sharpsburg, Georgia. And he deals to Stephen Kwan. Strike right down the heart, number 33 in blue. The defense behind him tonight, Palacios in left, Hanna in center, Witherspoon in right. Triolo at third, Fitzgerald at short, Williams at second, Lyle Lynn at first base, and catching that ball right there, Kevin Radzowicz from Fairfield. Line shot, it'll go on a 1-hop. Williams has some trouble with it, and Lyle Lynn was off the bag. It's the first base runner of the day. John DeGarolamo making the call over there at first base, and he says safe.
Aaron Fitt of D1 Baseball calling Blake Whitney possibly the most dominant pitcher in the NECBL this summer. He had a 2.08 ERA, ridiculous, 80 strikeouts to 13 walks in 52 innings, and only 1 appearance here in the Cape League.
He deals to Robbie Metz, the 2-batter in the lineup tonight. Whitney spent his 2017 most of the summer with the North Adams Steeplecats of the NECBL, just like Joe Durpich, Giovanni Dingkong, and Randy Taveras did. They were with Danbury. And now Metz behind 0-2. Whitney and the Steeplecats never faced Danbury when Whitney was pitching, so those guys do not have any history. And Kwan is on. Ball down. It's ruled an error. Ground ball fielded by the third baseman Triolo. He gets it on his second. Robbie Metz is safe at first. It was close to a 5-4-3 double play. Triolo showing off the range at third base right there. He makes a good strong throw, but then Williams, the second baseman, could not turn it. So Metz reaches on a fielder's choice. Stephen Kwan sent back to the dugout, and we'll see Jaron Duran for the first time in this game. Duran with Long Beach State is hitting above 400, a stat compiled by Sam Corman in his postseason play in 2017. The NCAA Regional, the NCAA Super Regional against Cal State Fullerton, and now in these Cape League playoffs. He's been magical.
It's a good stat to compile if you're Sam Corman. Thank you very much.
In WCTV tonight, giving the local Wareham fans their due. Metz goes, and a long fly ball to center. Hanna is under it, and he makes the catch near the wall. Metz is forced to retreat back to first, and now there are 2 outs.
Yeah, Duran, no doubt about it, though, has been Wareham's best hitter in the playoffs. Hitting in that 3 spot has really done him a lot of good. He's hitting the 4 spot, too. We've seen him at leadoff when he first got here as well. We saw him in the 8 spot when Quan got here, so he's been all over.
Gatemen fans who have been with us most of the season probably know small ball is a way that the Gatemen get it done. But when Joe Durpich got here, suddenly that approach has changed. And every time this 4-batter steps up to the plate, I think he's going to jack one 500 feet.
Well, so don't I. I talked about that exact same theme with Don Snedden yesterday, saying that this is the guy that you needed all season long.
Ball gets away from Radjewicz. Metz takes second base. So Whitney puts the first runner in scoring position of the night from South Carolina upstate. In his 3 years for the Spartans, has never had an ERA lower than 5. Most recently his junior year, a 5.50 ERA in 13 starts. And the long hair. High pop-up by Durpich into foul territory. Lynn might have a shot at it. It'll be the second baseman instead, and Williams makes the catch. The Gatemen strand a runner on second base, and they will head into the top of the second with a score of 0-0 here at Spillane Field.
Listen to the game wherever you go with the Next Radio app. Catch this station's local broadcast or stream all the action right on your phone. Visit the Google Play Store and download the free Next Radio app today.
Baseball Factory, a proud partner of the Cape League since 1991, holds over 600 events nationwide for players ages 8 through 18, including 3 training weeks here in the Cape. Baseball Factory alumni have played on every Division I college program across the nation, plus 400 have made it to the majors. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn how you can build your way to greatness.
Friendly's Restaurants, a timeless tradition since 1935, is proud to be the official ice cream of the Cape Cod Baseball League and bring together 2 of America's favorite pastimes, baseball and ice cream.
So after striking out the side in the top of the first inning, Justin Montgomery takes the mound again for the Gatemen. Probably his best start we've seen from him. You go through some of their best hitters, Williams, Lynn, Palacios, all down on the K. And against Scott Schreiber, he falls behind. Their version of Joe Durpich, 6'3", 240 pounds. From Menasha, Wisconsin. He chases way up high. That's something you can do against Schreiber for sure. He's ultra aggressive at all times.
Because he's trying to hit one past that booth out there in left center field where Sam Corman is. That's all he's going for.
Montgomery falls behind again, now 2-1. Top of the second inning at Spillane Field. We'd like to remind you to feel free to send us an email at pressbox@gateman.org. Schreiber, base hit into right field. Good piece of opposite fielding for Schreiber. Takes that one the other way beautifully.
Okay, I lied. He's not just trying to hit home runs. He can hit Oppo Taco. He just did that there. Nice piece of hitting from Scott Schreiber, who's been their cleanup hitter most of the season. He's done a fabulous job.
Against Falmouth, it for sure was the middle of the order that really scared you. And with Bourne, it's the same thing. 4-5-6, we'll call it. Schreiber with the hit right there, but Jamison Hanna and Jared Triolo have been incredible against the Gatemen this season. And Hanna fouls this one off. The lefty from Dallas Baptist played 63 games for the Patriots this spring, hit .328, 9 home runs, 38 RBIs. The really impressive part for a guy who only stands 5'10", 185, a .941 ops. So he had a really good combination of on-base percentage and slugging percentage. He showed that with Bourne here.
I'll be honest, I've never heard someone call it ops. It's the first time I've heard someone call OPS ops.
I guess so. It's not normal.
No, I mean, I wasn't saying it wasn't, but...
Hanna played for the Savannah Bananas last year. That must have been fun to say for their broadcasters.
Wow.
Hanna, the Savannah Banana, hit .374 in the Coastal Plain League. So he's a guy that really gives you a lot of average. But he only hit .265 for the Braves during the regular season. A home run, 16 RBIs.
Also, breaking news, Brewster has won 8-3.
Oh, wow.
So they're forcing a Game 3 back at Eldridge Park tomorrow, 7 p.m.
That should be an electric crowd. I was there at Orleans the other night, 3,300 people. McIver sets up outside, and that one hit outside the ballpark. Hanna behind 1-2. So far, all outs today for Montgomery have been recorded via the strikeout. And it's been the fastball and it's been the curveball. That's the impressive part.
Well, when your fastball's painting the edge of the plate like it is, you can go with your curveball as well. Mix it up a bit. He's done exactly that.
Ground ball up the middle. Could be a double play. Kasser steps on second to first. Not in time. Kasser just had a moment of hesitation. He thought he might flip it to Metz. Instead, he tags the base himself, gets one, then not in time to get the speedy Hanna.
Well, you lose the time there. That slightest bit you thought about flipping it to Metzi, you lose a second, and we know, we talked about it in the pregame, Hanna's speed is much like Jaron Duran's of the Wareham Gatemen, so you have to be careful with him on the base paths at all times.
Just a couple of years ago, Jared Triolo from Austin, Texas, was the Texas High School All-Star Game MVP. It's got to be a tremendous honor. He stands in now for the Bourne Braves. 7 RBIs against the Gatemen in only 5 games. So many of these guys have played 6 games against each other because the Bourne regular season series didn't start until a little bit before the 4th of July.
Yeah, really late into the season. Then it picked up towards the end, which is on purpose. To
create situations like this.
Exactly.
Fans are into it. We'll report attendance numbers as soon as we get them, but Spillane is packed. You see it right there. Spillane, not like a lot of other parks around the Cape where there's not really great bleacher seats. So some of these other parks looked packed no matter how many people you put in them. Spillane, you really got to get a good amount of fans to make it look like that this is a full atmosphere.
It's the field that looks most like a major league or college ballpark in that it has some bleachers out in left center, down both lines.
Under the legs of McIver, just barely. Hanna's able to take second. Montgomery pats on his chest. He says, "My bad," but McIver was blocking those pretty cleanly yesterday. We saw him put on a great defensive catching performance.
It's never really been an issue with him. Making the transition from third base to catcher, he's done a fabulous job. He really has.
Triolo with a runner on second base. Takes called strike 3 on the outside corner. The breaking ball from Montgomery gets his 4th K of this outing. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exaforest, and Bullard.
The shortstop from Louisville, number 5, Tyler Fitzgerald.
The backwards K this time, the first of his 4 total.
Yeah, nice job. Doing it by way of the K. Get outs any way you can take them, though.
Tyler Fitzgerald was the 9-hitter yesterday against the Gatemen in Game 1. Went 2 for 3 with an RBI. And there's that really clean block by McIver, getting down and dirty. He has no problem with that.
And Harvey Shapiro says, well, you got an RBI, I'll move you up a bit. Maybe you can produce some more.
Fitzgerald from Louisville. Just finished his freshman year, only hit .208 in limited playing time. A big swing and a miss, the changeup from Montgomery.
So many questions that people asked us were, why is Montgomery struggling? He started the All-Star game for the Western Division. I mean, it's a question that was hard to answer. Really didn't expect it to happen. You expected his pace to continue. But that's hard to do here on the Cape.
Maybe they didn't play AC/DC enough before games. That seemed to really help him back in the first inning. Hannah's on second base with 2 outs. Hannah hit into a fielder's choice that was almost a double play, then took second on what was ruled a wild pitch. Only one base runner for either team in this ballgame. Hannah, ground ball, be a tough play for Duran. He gets it down the line on the first, not in time. And she has stretched out only a bit, maybe just the slightest of margins. But a great play by Duran to keep that one in the infield at least.
Yeah, it was a nice stab of the glove, but I think the throw was a little bit short. Didn't have a lot of time to put power behind it. Throwing basically just with his arm, no one or two-step throw. And that's what caused Stanchia to have to come off the bag. Couldn't really do a lot of stretching there.
Balls certainly bounce hard in the beginning of Spillane Field. We saw Anchia get a hit against the Falmouth Commodores. The high chopper eventually went over the third baseman. And here comes Grant Witherspoon, the 8th batter tonight, just as he was yesterday. Drew a walk and was stranded on second. That's about all he did for Bourne. Witherspoon hit .234 this summer, 2 home runs, 19 RBIs. He's got runners on first and third. And takes strike 2. Witherspoon doesn't like the call. Was pretty close on the outside edge. Joseph Peters says strike 2.
Big pitch here.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we've seen Montgomery get out of plenty of jams this season. And he gets one right here. Strike 3, swinging. Witherspoon has some words for Joseph Peters, but he's back to the dugout. 2 strikeouts in this inning for Justin Montgomery, 5 total, and that one brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exaforest, and Bullard. Let's head to the bottom of the second.
The Fuller Family Foundation is proud to support the excellent sportsmanship and character of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
The Sacred Cod Tavern at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa, a quintessential New England dining experience for lunch or dinner, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, everyone. I'm Claudia Chikamian for a quick game break. So the Gatemen really need a very solid performance from Justin Montgomery tonight. We've seen him struggle a lot since the All-Star game, and we really need him back in the form that he was that first half of the season before the All-Star game that earned him that starting role for the West position. And he's doing exactly what he needs to right now, getting that quick 1-2-3 inning in the first and not allowing any of those runs to score just now in the top of the second. This is what the Gatemen need, especially the Gatemen only used 2 pitchers last night. Dalton Roach was phenomenal, perfect 4 innings of relief, but the Gatemen still need to keep their arms fresh, especially if they can win this game and force a game 3. They need their bullpen fresh. Grant Wolfram was supposed to be available today, and he's no longer is, because if they win tonight, we'll see him tomorrow starting. So the Gatemen need a solid performance from him. When I was talking to the coaching staff, he said it's just a mental thing, especially after giving up that leadoff home run last week to Falmouth, to Clayton Daniel, to start things off. They just need him to get his confidence back. Hopefully this is doing the trick for him. I didn't get to talk to him, but I know that if he gets his confidence back up, he'll be just like we saw him at the beginning of the season, right back to normal, and help the Gatemen get the win. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Claudia. John Topa steps in, fouls off a pitch from Blake Whitney, who gave up really nothing except a wild pitch. The one base runner was allowed on Stephen Kwan. He reached on an E4. Topa takes ball up high. Topa, another guy who started the season really hot, has cooled off a bit since. An all-star team selection, played center field for the first time in his career.
And he almost made an outstanding catch. He dove to his left and hit the ground, and the ball just popped out a little bit.
It's a fly ball to center field now. Jamison Hanna was under it the whole way, and he makes the catch. See that one out to right center field? That's exactly where Hanna was shaded. And normally, you play guys when you're a center fielder, you shade a little bit to the left or right. Depending on their handedness, you usually play it as a pull guy. But John Topa, Jamison Hanna was set up towards the opposite field. So teams, they've sort of figured him out.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot more scouting with the statistics that are out there. You can pay more attention to these guys now that you're in a playoff series.
Kyle Kasser swings on the first one he sees and fouls it off. Whitney spent his 2016 summer with the Front Royal Cardinals of the Valley League. 9 appearances, 3.88 ERA. Ground ball by Kasser. A tough play for Williams sliding. He still throws on to first, not in time. Could be another E4 on Grant Williams. Maybe not. It's a hit. And Kyle Kasser just got that one in the hole enough. And has the speed to beat out a off-balance throw.
Yeah, Connor, you mentioned the way Hanna was playing Topa. I watched him that at bat. He switched to left center field for Kasser, who was a left-handed hitter, so expecting the oppo again once more. Now he's going to stay where he was for Jake Anchia, who's a pull guy, basically, who can also hit to the opposite field, but does a lot of his stuff pulling the ball.
And he has hit a lot of homers for the Gatemen. 5 on the regular season, 1 in the playoffs. That leads the Gatemen. And he waves, strike 2. I wonder how many Joe Durpich would have hit here if he had a full season at Spillane.
I would probably guess 7 or 8.
So Kasser's on first with the first Gateman hit of the night. Way high and outside.
Whitney's in a similar situation that Joe Durpich, Giovanni Ding Kong, Rainy Taveras are in right now, is that you're being thrusted into a playoff race.
After their teams that they played for all summer could not make the NECBL playoffs, North Adams for Whitney and Danbury for the 3 new Gatemen.
So they're fired up to be here, obviously.
Yeah, they're not ready to go home yet. Kasser crawls back into first base. Anchia last summer played for the Drones of the Prospect League in DuPage, some sort of French name. And he strikes out here.
DuPage.
DuPage. Strike 3, and Chia goes down for the second out. Here comes Willie McIver.
And Chia struck out 3 times yesterday as well, all swinging. He did single and score a run. That was in the 5th.
McIver, another West Division All-Star, got to start the game behind the plate. Hits one high into the sky. Under it, the right fielder Witherspoon, and that does the second inning. We're all knotted up at zeros on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Let's head to the third inning.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the visiting team, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2017 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Chatham Bars Inn, the Fuller Family Foundation, Dunkin' Donuts, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod Potato Chips, Friendly's Ice Cream, Baseball Factory, Cape and Island License Plate, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Stop and Shop, Peapod. We'll be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
Inning 3 of 9, maybe more, who knows. Right now, knotted up at zeros between the Gatemen and the Bourne Braves. Every time these two teams match up, it's been fun. The Gatemen, they were only the victims of a walk-off once this season, and that was on a cold, rainy night in Bourne. Lost 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th inning after tying it up in the top of the 9th. It was an interesting season series, to say the least. Here is the 9 batter for Bourne. It's Kevin Radzowicz from Cromwell, Connecticut. And he plays right near home, his college ball for Fairfield. His sophomore year was named to the Johnny Bench Award watch list, which is given to the best collegiate catcher in the country. Did not win the award, but was a strong candidate.
This is the first time McIver has caught Montgomery since July 27th.
High ground ball over the head of Montgomery. Tough play for Metz on the run across his body. Got him. 1 down in the inning.
Yeah, Montgomery made a relief appearance for Spruster July 27th. McIver was catching that day, batting third, I might add. And the time before that, they were in the All-Star game together, starting for the Western Division, so it's been a little bit. These two have played catch with each other, as you could say.
Montgomery faces Grant Williams again. Struck him out the first time they faced. Takes strike 1 here. Montgomery stands whopping 6'5", 200 pounds from Norco, Cal. This one just a bit outside. Cal Baptist, a Division II school, will move to the Western Athletic Conference in 2018, so Montgomery soon to become a Division I pitcher. And he faces Grant Williams, who comes from lower levels of Division I, the Atlantic Sun Conference, but was named first-team All-Conference and Team GOAT Defensive Player of the Year for Kennesaw State this spring. Williams, we've seen him at second mostly, can play a bit of shortstop. Now the count is full at 3-2.
Want to give a shout out to Justin Montgomery's mom, Pam, for retweeting our links on Twitter, following our coverage. Thank you very much, Mom.
Payoff pitch, grounded to Metz. Gloves it. and shows the second baseman Williams how it's done. So first, Metz ranging to his right, now ranging to his left. Either way, he gets the first and second out of the inning.
Yeah, I had the great opportunity to talk to Montgomery's dad, Steve, and his aunt, Michelle, at the Orleans game on July 30th. His family's so nice. They're so great. His aunt, Michelle, lives in Hawaii, actually. Very cool to listen to what she had to say about all of Montgomery's career and raising him.
Interesting. He has family in Hawaii and last summer chose to play in Alaska.
And Michelle, his aunt, was telling me that it's so much different than the Cape Cod League.
Big jack out to left. John Topol looking up. It's into the stands. A solo shot for Lyle Lynn. Bourne strikes first. It's 1-0 Braves. And you can hear there's a big Bourne influence in the crowd tonight. I think they're trying to sing the chant right now.
They are. They're doing the tomahawk chop right now.
You know what, Jacob? I really try to help myself, but those people are flat out obnoxious.
One of those people is actually my aunt coming here tonight. She's a Bourne native, and she's rooting for the Braves against my Gatemen. Like, what are you doing, Auntie?
Come on, Aunt Toby.
Not quite.
So Montgomery will try to bounce back from that against Richie Palacios. Lyle Lynn, man, a big solo shot for him. He had no home runs in the regular Cape League season. We knew he had power, though.
Wow.
2 home runs with Arizona State. So Lynn was a strikeout victim in the first. Now he gets the better of Montgomery.
Topo was out there looking at it, basically moved 2 steps and kind of knew it was gone. He almost hit someone that's sitting out there right now in the 3rd or 4th bleacher. As you can tell, it's pretty full at Spillane Field because people are sitting out there. People rarely don't sit there.
Ground ball by Palacios. Just stays fair, and Anchia puts his foot on first base for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before a solo shot for Lyle Lynn makes it 1-0 Braves.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Advanced Embroidery, Cape Destinations, Robert B. R., Sullivan Tire, Vacation Inn Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Next Radio, Yellow Book, TSA, Rawlings, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce, Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce, HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, and Axis Bats. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians, expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care.
Number 7, Giovanni Ding Kong.
Ding dong. Who's there? Giovanni Ding Kong is the new batter. Batting 9th tonight, wearing number 7 from St. Thomas Aquinas. He takes strike 1 from Blake Whitney, who for the first time in this game is pitching with the lead. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Connor Federico and Jacob Toby with you for what we're expecting to be a wild ride towards the finish. The Gatemen, they're playing for their season. It's all on the line in this game. First time they've had to do that all summer.
Yeah, I mean, this is elimination right here. A must win. I said that off the air. First time this season it's been a must win. And it's so funny how the season has gone. what they did in the regular season, how they finished it, and then what they did in the first round. That's baseball, though.
Inside to Ding Kong, a breaking ball going front door, never opens the door. 2 Spartans for their collegiate teams. Whitney from South Carolina upstate, Ding Kong from St. Thomas Aquinas, and Whitney gets the better of him here. Strike 3. That is Whitney's second strikeout in 2 1/3 innings. And now the order will flip over. Stephen Kwan.
Number 51, Stephen Kwan.
He reached on an E4 his first time up, but only a guy with speed like Kwan can make that play even close, and that's what he did. And he takes ball 1.
Ding Kong, since he hit the home run, 1 for 8. That home run was versus Bourne in the regular season. Final game.
44.
Yep.
Oh, runs inside on Kwan. Takes it like a champ and down to first before umpire Joseph Peters can even grant him first base. So Whitney makes an error right there. We've seen him have good command of the strike zone.
Number 9, Robbie.
And Kwan continues to walk down the first base line. Don Snedden is today's first base coach. And he's checking on him over there already. Gateman hoping Kwan can stay in this game. He looks fine, just a little rattled. Looks like he has no plans on leaving this game. Wants to be a part of it.
And Sean Callahan coaching third today. Send our best wishes to Jimmy Francos.
One of the nicest guys I met here this summer.
Had to leave due to personal reasons.
Robbie Metz with the bat on his right shoulder. Line drive, base hit past the third baseman Triolo. Stephen Kwan in scoring position. Metz on first, only 1 out for Jaron Duran.
Well, Metz gets revenge on Triolo, who made that amazing stab yesterday at third base at Dorn Park. He robbed Metz of a hit down the third base line. Well, Metz robs him of a nice catch this time, and it's first and second with 1 out for JD.
Jaron Duran, JD. He stands at the plate, the leader in postseason batting average in the Cape. Came into this one hitting .571. Takes the first pitch, ball. Count 1-0 to 1-0 in white. Letters in Wareham cranberry red. Nobody holding on Metz over at first. Williams playing with Kwan over there at second base. And Duran takes strike 1. Joe Durpich on deck, and he'll for sure get his at-bat. I don't think anybody's getting Jaron Duran to ground into a double play. Lightning fast speed. 10 stolen bases this summer. High ground ball to first base. Might be a tough. Oh, no, it came off Duran's foot.
Oh.
Oh, no. The umpire never said anything. Nope. Joseph Peters.
Here comes Don Snedden.
Jaron Duran reacted immediately as if that hit his foot. You could hear it. Plus the fact, you know, some slower guys might fake that it didn't hit their. Some slower guys might fake that it hit their foot, but Jaron Duran, he could have beaten out that high chopper pretty easily.
But he didn't even move.
I mean, Joseph Peters should at least ask his other umpires if they heard anything or saw anything.
The designated hitter.
Well, on that play, Stephen Kwan moves to third. Robbie Metz moves to second. For Joe Durpich, first base is occupied.
Interesting play.
And a high pop-up into center field. Left fielder Palacios chasing, called off by the center fielder Hanna. And that's the end of the inning. 2 runners stranded in scoring position for the Gatemen. After 3 innings, it's 1-0 in favor of the Braves on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
The Wareham Gatemen and the visiting team, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this ballpark.
We'll move to the 4th inning now. Scott Schreiber, Jamison Hanna, and Jared Triolo to lead off the top of the 4th inning. Justin Montgomery, he's been good so far. Only one blemish, a solo shot by Lyle Lynn. Montgomery has not given up many home runs this year.
No, we were talking about it off the air. He gave up a home run in his last outing, which was the first batter he faced, Clayton Daniel of the Falmouth Commodores. Leadoff shot. Gives up the home run here to Lyle Lynn. Those were the only 2 home runs he's given up all season long.
Ground ball in the hole from Schreiber. Duran, great range, great throw, and Anchia keeps his foot on the bag. 1 away, Montgomery getting some nice help from his defense. This time, Duran over there at the 5-hole.
So that's just crazy that all season long he did not let up a home run until his last 2 outings. But also, JD over there at third base, making it work.
He comes in on the grass now for Jamison Hanna. Plenty of speed. 8 stolen bases last summer for Savannah, who won the Coastal Plain League. And they draw pretty good crowds down there on the southern part of the Atlantic coast. So Hanna used to pressure situations in the postseason. His Dallas Baptist Patriots made the NCAA tournament. And now he's quickly behind to Montgomery. He's really been throwing a lot of first pitch strikes lately. Montgomery shakes off a sign from MacGyver. Now throws the 0-2. Ground ball in the hole. Base hit. Jamison Hanna fights off an 0-2 pitch. And he's on first base.
Splits the defense on the left side. Nice job
from Houston, number 15,
by Jamison Hanna.
Triola.
Now be a little bit careful here. He's got speed. And with Triolo on with 1 out, Triolo at the plate rather, maybe a hit and run situation.
You have 3 straight guys who made the NCAA tournament this spring in the Bourne lineup. First it was Hanna, Dallas Baptist. Now Triolo from Houston. The Cougars hosted a regional. And Fitzgerald on deck from Louisville. Made it all the way to the College World Series. Triolo stands 6'3", 210 pounds. The runner on first base is Hanna. Montgomery from the stretch, kicks and fires high. 2-0 count, not something you want to give to Jared Triolo. He can really make you pay.
Especially on the fastball, with a runner on base too.
Triolo only 1 home run on the regular season, only 12 RBIs. Now the count 3-0. Out of his 12 RBIs in 30 games this regular season, 5 of them were in 4 games against the Gatemen. So it hasn't been great against the rest of the league. Hit 250, but against the Gatemen, he's been something else.
The Gatemen Killer.
I mean, I guess. That's what we nicknamed him yesterday,
but
rightfully so.
But what a luxury to have Triolo batting 6th in your lineup in this playoff series where he's so hot versus the Wareham Gatemen. You have guys like Lynn who just hit the home run.
Ball 4. Triolo walks on 4 pitches. First walk of the night from Montgomery. A little bit of action in the Gatemen bullpen. Claudia talked about the lack of Grant Wolfram tonight, and it looks like there will be a call to the bullpen. Justin Montgomery's night is done. Only 1 run given up. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Don't miss a minute of this station's pre- and post-game sports talk. Tune in on your smartphone with the Next Radio app. It's live and it's local. Download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store today. Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen Youth Clinics. The instruction clinics are open to boys and girls between ages 4 and 15. The clinics are a great opportunity to meet and learn from some of the best collegiate players in the country. Clinics are held Monday through Friday, depending on the player's off day. For more information and to sign up your young ball player, visit www.gateman.org. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care.
The Fuller Family Foundation is proud to support the excellent sportsmanship and character of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We are proud supporters of the CCBBL as well as many other wonderful Cape Cod organizations that serve our community.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
We're back. The pitching change. Will Neely from Tennessee is on. He's got 2 runners of Justin Montgomery's on. It's Hanna on second, reached on a single. Triolo reached on a walk. He's on first base. Montgomery, the stat that stands out, 5 Ks to 1 walk.
Control was not the issue tonight. The lone walk coming in the last batter he faced, Jared Triolo. Montgomery, just a fine outing for him. Didn't go the 5 that we normally had seen earlier in the season, but a nice job right now. We'll see what Will Neely can do.
Will Neely, 2.31 ERA. This was his 10th appearance of the summer, had 9 in the regular season. Looks at Hanna on second and deals first pitch in the dirt, but swung on by Fitzgerald. The stat that sort of pops out at you for Neely, 1.7 walks and hits per innings pitched. That's among the highest on this Gateman staff. Opponent's batting average of 277. Again, one of the higher marks on this Gateman staff. And he gets a swing and a miss here.
He's also hit the most batters out of anyone on this staff.
12 strikeouts to a third of an inning short of 12 innings. He's a pitch away from getting Fitzgerald on the K. And he does. Strike 3 in the dirt, but there's a runner on first. So Fitzgerald is down. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard.
What is there?
Plane or
plane
helicopter?
hovering over our field right now? I mean, What are they dropping off?
So Will Neely comes in and has a successful first face-off with Fitzgerald. He has to get Witherspoon now to keep these runners at bay. First pitch, swing and drive into left field. Harvey Shapiro tells his runner to hold up. Hannah falls in the dirt, but the throw gets away from Duran anyway. A 2-out hit for Grant Witherspoon, and the bases are loaded for Kevin Radzowicz.
Interesting call to send Hannah. I know he's got speed, but that throw is probably...
Well, he got the wave around at first, and then once he was a couple feet around, Shapiro threw up the stop sign.
That's a tough call if you're Shapiro when he's already rounding third, but still a good opportunity here for the Bravos. Bases loaded with Radzowicz coming up.
Radzowicz 261 on the regular season. Will Neely with the bases loaded. It looks like he's going to pitch out of the windup. Deals strike one just at knee level. Neely only 5'11". He's going to be around the same height or shorter than most of the batters he faces, but not Radzowicz, only 5'9", 180.
The little guy's getting it done.
Swing and a miss, now 0-2. Neely replaces Montgomery. They both pitched in Alaska last summer. Neely with the Anchorage Bucks.
I'm going to go out on a limb. Not on a limb. I'll say this is the most important pitch right now in Will Neely's time here for the Wareham Gatemen.
Might be. He's got an 0-2 count against the 9 batter for Bourne. The bases are loaded. Hannah on third. Triolo on second. Swing and a miss. Radzowicz can't hold up. Strike 3 with the bases loaded. Will Neely down. And the Gatemen, they still have a 1-run deficit. Strikeout brought to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Bottom of 4.
Number 14, John Topa.
Here we are, and John Topa has a chance to lead off the inning for the Gatemen. Kyle Kasser on deck, Jake Anchia in the hole. Topa from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, comes from Bishop Hendricken. Still facing Blake Whitney on for his 4th inning of work. Has pitched 3 scoreless. He's given up just a pair of hits.
Whitney's looked really good.
Some guys just can't find the success at school, but then come to the Cape.
It's so weird. It just, they step up their game, or
yeah,
they feel a certain sort of pressure at school, whereas they don't feel that here. They're far away from their school.
Topa takes in the dirt. Well, yeah, I don't know any official attendance numbers about South Carolina Upstate, but I can infer that this might be the biggest crowd Whitney has ever pitched in front of.
Unless some sort of state championship in the past that he had dabbled in.
No state championships at Northgate High School in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Topa goes around, strike 3.
Well, then there's your answer. Well, it could be any showcase he's been to, but probably this is the biggest crowd. And he's responded really well. He just struck out Topa. I mean, he's had no fear coming into this, environment here at Spillane Field and just throwing the baseball like he's been doing for the NECBL.
Kasser has 1 of 2 Gatemen hits. Swings on the first pitch. Pop up down the third base line. Triolo's called off by Fitzgerald, and the ball drops in. Strike 1.
That was interesting. Triolo looked like he, or no, it wasn't Triolo. It was Fitzgerald who overran that.
They both did. I think that's why Fitzgerald called Triolo off.
But I think Triolo was in better position to catch that than Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
But Fitzgerald overruns it, and could have been an out, but lucky there.
No action in the Bourne bullpen yet. In this rivalry matchup for the Bourne Bridge. 2 different versions of the Gatemen have lost to 2 different versions of the Braves in both 2015 and 2016 in the playoffs. Both sweeps. Kasser pop up again. This one most definitely travels out of play.
Oh my Lord, was that guy close to getting knocked. He didn't even cover his head.
Always be on your toes, people. Especially when you have a backboard in the Wareham Middle School.
Literally backboard. That can ricochet back onto the field. We've seen it done many a time.
Kasser, 1-2. He did go. Radjewicz has to throw down a first, and he does successfully. 2 straight strikeouts in the bottom of the 4th for Blake Whitney.
From Nova Southeastern, number 16.
That's his 4th of the afternoon. And Anchia, the first strikeout victim of the night, now steps in.
Yeah, they've all been swinging strikeouts too. A lot of them on that breaking ball.
Hard chopper. Fitzgerald makes the play. It's a 1-2-3 inning, 2 strikeouts for Blake Whitney. Bourne still has a 1-0 lead over Wareham. We'll head to the 5th.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Mr. Brian Clue and Smartco Services LLC, located in Taunton, Massachusetts, for being the official sponsors of the Gatemen Player Development Program. The Player Development Program aims to improve both the players' and interns' skills and prepares them for a career in professional baseball. Again, a sincere thank you to Mr. Brian Clue and Smartco Services.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development. Online at www.curry.edu.
The Gatemen Baseball Network would like to remind you, you can follow us on social media at Wareham Gatemen, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and you're watching us right now on YouTube. Connor Federico and Jacob Toby along with you tonight, along with our Claudia Chikamian.
Also follow us on Twitter. Why not?
I guess. At CFEDSYR, at JTubs, TUBZ 23. Little Michael Jordan, LeBron James action from Jacob with the 23 in your Twitter handle.
I'm surprised you never asked me why my Twitter handle is that. But
I
that's
have.
You have?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
No, not the number.
Oh.
The name.
Wasn't that Bourne last summer? No?
No.
I apologize. Grant Williams is the leadoff batter for Bourne. He is the first batter in this lineup, 0 for 2 today. Faces Will Neely for the first time. Neely down 2-1 in the count now. Neely pitches for Tennessee and grew up in Knoxville. Went to the Hardin Valley Academy. Ground ball, tough play for Metz. Gets a fortunate hop, throws off balance, and makes a nice play. Metz, he can do it in right, he can do it in center, he can do it at third, but boy, he is at his best at the second base spot.
Yes, he is. Back at home where he plays at George Washington, back at second base, and that's what he does best. And if you're just tuning in to Wareham Gatemen Baseball the past couple of games, you've seen him in right field, you think, oh, he's a decent right fielder. Well, watch him at second base. He is spectacular, but definition of utility player.
Lyle Lynn, he has knocked in the only run of today's game, and it happened to be himself. A solo shot deep to left field off of Justin Montgomery. That was Montgomery's lone blemish. He's gone through the rest of this Bourne lineup pretty easily. And Lynn now behind to Neely, 0-2. Neely, out of high school, was named the #2 pitcher in Tennessee by Perfect Game. Was an all-state selection, was his district's most valuable pitcher, and in 2015 was a state champion in Class AAA Tennessee, throw a no-hitter in the state tournament. Lyle Lynn holds up in the count now 1-2.
I know you're a former umpire. Ever witness a no-hitter?
No. I saw a 10-year-old go 8 innings once. I screamed at the coach after. I said, what are you doing?
Gonna blow his arm out.
Ground ball, Kasser on a tough hop. Has a throw across the diamond, and Anchia makes the catch. That goes down 6-3, and Lyle Lynn back to the dugout.
Okay, so far your pitching has been pretty good. The bases were loaded last half inning, but only one run has been let up in this game. That was the solo shot from Lyle Lynn. It's really your offense that's been struggling right now and why there hasn't been a change in the game. I mean, 4 strikeouts for Whitney, and you really can't get much going if you're just swinging and missing.
Richie Palacio steps in. As a freshman last season at Towson, was named the Colonial Athletic Association Rookie of the Year, was named a Louisville Slugger Freshman All-American. Sophomore year with the Tigers, his numbers were better than his freshman year. Jumped from a 329 average to a 338 average. It's a ground ball to Anchia, gets down on a knee, takes it himself, and it's a 1-2-3 inning at the top of the order for Will Neely. After 4.5, it's still Bourne 1, Wareham 0.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We are proud supporters of the CCBBL as well as many other wonderful Cape Cod organizations that serve our community. Want to hear more about today's game, players, and breaking sports updates? Then download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store and tune to this station. It's live. It's local FM radio wherever you go. The Next Radio app. Get it today. Friendly's Restaurants, a timeless tradition since 1935, is proud to be the official ice cream of the Cape Cod Baseball League and bring together 2 of America's favorite pastimes, baseball and ice cream. Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
McIver, Ding Kong, Kwan. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Gatemen. But it's a dangerous part of the order, and one you cannot take for granted if you're Blake Whitney, who's going on after 4 scoreless.
Well, he's faced everyone in this lineup a bunch of times, and there's still been nothing doing in this lineup. I mean, 1-0 game right now.
Line drive over the head of Triolo. It bounces in for a base hit. McIver running hard and returns to first. It's a leadoff single from McIver, and this Gateman crowd loves it.
I stand corrected. Willie McIver, do your thing. Sends it to left, pulling it, showing us what he was doing during his all-star season.
And now you're bringing Giovanni Ding Kong, the all-time New England Collegiate Baseball League home run leader. In 2016, 9 for Danbury. 2017, 13 for Danbury. He's got a teammate on first. One swing of the bat could change this game. 6'2", 235 pounds. Big presence at the plate. The bat over his right shoulder shows bunt and takes ball 1. I know he's the 9 batter, but he's not a prototypical 9 batter.
No, but like I said, he's been struggling after that home run.
Shows bunt, pulls it back, strike 1. The way he's trying to bunt, it doesn't seem like he's getting the bat on the, it doesn't seem like he's getting his right hand on the part of the bat where you'd like to and square around. Doesn't look like he has much bunting experience, and now he takes an opposite of a bunt and tries to kill that one.
Believe that he was bunting on his own right there.
Okay.
Do not believe he was getting the signs. But now he's got a count of 1 and 2.
McIver dances at first. Check swing appeal. And John Degurilamo says no. First base umpire today has almost had more safe calls than out calls at first.
Can't confirm.
Called strike 3. Ding Kong strikes out for the 2nd time today. Whitney, that is his 5th strikeout, and only the 1st looking. Now 1 gone. Stephen Kwan.
McIver over there on first has been dancing. Gotta remember, he's a catcher and was 2nd in the Cape League in stolen bases. And this is the 2nd season in a row Wareham's had a player in the top 4 in stolen bases. Metz was there last season. McIver there this season.
16 out of 18 stolen base attempts for McIver. Pac-12 in Washington over on first base. Pac-12 at the plate. And Stephen Kwan from Oregon State had a major jump in production and playing time from freshman to sophomore year. McIver goes. Kwan takes inside. Rajowicz's throw is off target. McIver rather, steals second base. The Gatemen have a runner in scoring position for the 3rd time today.
Do we know how these two fared against each other during their college seasons, McIver and Kwan?
Well, I can tell you what, Oregon State had 4 losses on the whole season.
Well,
and none of them came to Washington.
There we go.
Kwan, Jordan Britton, bringing that winning mentality to this team. Tristan Pompey from Kentucky. Kentucky, historically one of the worst teams in the SEC and had a breakout top 10 year. Kwan up the middle. McIver advances to 3rd, and Williams gets the out 4-3. So Metz has the tying run on 3rd base with 2 outs, and he gets a nice little ovation from the crowd here as he steps in.
The second baseman from George
Well, I talked about it pregame.
Robbie Metz.
This is your leader right here. This is the guy that needs to get it done in the lineup. Had a tough day yesterday. We know he is one of the best players on this team and one of the best leaders.
Metz, bat on his shoulder. Takes ball 1. 1-0 for Bourne. The only run, a solo shot off the bat of Lyle Lynn, the Braves' two-hitter. McIver on third. Metz swings and misses. In the playoffs, we've seen swings like that where Metz gets fooled on a pitch that's breaking away from him, ends up on one knee and not too strong of a swing. Now he takes advantage, 2-1 up in the count. Metz has an All-Atlantic 10 rookie team and an All-Atlantic 10 second team to his name in 3 years for the George Washington Colonials.
Yeah, that's another swing what you're talking about right there, Connor. And that pitch just blatantly not even close.
Well, you wonder if it's looking for something other than a fastball.
Yeah.
2s across your scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Called strike 3 to Metz. For the 3rd time in 2 games, Robbie Metz is rung up on the outside part of the plate, and a runner left in scoring position. The Gatemen deficit is still 1 run on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day, like their hand-breaded crispy fish tacos with cilantro lime rice. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgentcare. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgentcare.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke.
There's a 1 on the scoreboard, and it belongs to the Bourne Braves. A Lyle Lynn solo shot back in the 3rd. Since then, we've been scoreless. The Gatemen have had 3 hits. Haven't brought anybody around yet. And Will Neely remains on the mound. He's gone through an inning and 2/3 so far. And a big breaking ball to Schreiber. Passes along the knees. Ends up near Willie McIver's feet. Good breaking ball there from Neely. And now he's ahead in the count 0-2. Schreiber fouls this one off.
You can keep that foul ball thanks to attorney
Schreiber.
Glenn Hennington and his daughter Tevis.
Scott's brother Brad played at Purdue and is currently in the Tampa Bay Rays organization. Brad Schreiber. He takes this one inside. Scott from Nebraska. Last year, as a sophomore, was a first-team All-Big Tenner. In a perfect game, Rawlings All-American honorable mention. Stays alive here. He'll be a senior for the Cornhuskers come this fall. Schreiber, Hanna, and Triolo. This is the part of the order Neely has not faced yet and has to be wary of. He goes around. This ball gets far away from McIver. He does a little tumble and roll. And Schreiber's aboard on a drop 3rd strike.
All right.
That happened to the Gatemen yesterday. It was actually the first batter that Fitz Stadler faced Grant Williams in the bottom of the first. He reached on a drop third strike. Didn't score, though. But with Hanna and Triolo up and a free runner on first base, that's got to hurt. Hanna shows bunt, goes around on a pitch that was far outside.
Yeah, I mean, pitching staff has pitched pretty well for Wareham, so the bunt probably on right now. Try to push the runner to second base. It's going to be a low-scoring affair once more.
We thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Connor Federico and Jacob Toby along with you. Jamison Hanna checks his swing. Count is now 1-1. Nice crowd on hand at Spillane tonight. For playoff baseball, the West Division Finals. Who thought it would be these two teams? Even if the Gatemen do fall tonight and their season ends, you have to be happy with how they performed in their first two outings against the Falmouth Commodores. Took down the 1 seed, the convincing top team in the West towards the end of the season.
Best offense in the Cape League.
And the Gatemen somehow snatched that momentum and ran with it. 3-1 now to Hanna.
This league is crazy. You never know what's going to happen.
Heck, the Brewster Whitecaps just forced Game 3 on the Orleans Firebirds. We weren't expecting that today. The Gatemen trying to do a similar thing. 3-1 down low. Hanna works himself a walk. He has not been retired today. Reached base in 3 plate appearances. Now 2 runners on for Jared Triolo, who walked the first time around. And Jim Lawler is going to take a stroll out to the mound. See Schreiber on second base there.
We got word that Barrett Lowski was in the bullpen warming up, and looks like he's going to come out.
All right, so we will take a quick break on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Runners on first and second for Bourne when we return.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke. Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen High School Clinics. These programs are run by the Gatemen coaching staff with a focus on exposing high school area players to the college game. To sign up for either the hitting, pitching, or catching camps, visit www.gateman.org for more information. Don't miss a minute of this station's pre- and post-game sports talk. Tune in on your smartphone with the Next Radio app. It's live and it's local. Download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store today. Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at www.curry.edu. Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
There's only 1 run on the scoreboard for the Bourne Braves, and Barrett Lowski is the new pitcher trying to keep it that way. Number 55 in white, and he's used to wearing red. He's from the Arkansas Razorbacks.
And at bat, third baseman.
So Lowski replaces Neely,
Houston, number 15,
the two
Jared
SEC pitchers
Triolo.
on this Gateman roster. He faces Jared Triolo. Lowski hails from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Graduated with a 4.35 GPA from Jenks High School. Scholar athlete for sure.
That guy's smart.
Was his class salutatorian.
That guy's smart.
The first pitch to Triolo up high.
Well, he pitched well last time out versus Falmouth in the Game 1 win. 1 inning, 2 Ks, and a walk.
Nobody out. Lowski has quite the task, and now he falls behind 2-0 to Triolo, who is hitless today, 0 for 1, a strikeout and a walk. The guys behind him, though, we haven't been talking about much. Fitzgerald and Witherspoon, they are both 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout each. You got to be careful what's to come. Scott Schreiber is on second base. He reached on a dropped third strike. And Jamison Hanna, he's on first. He most recently drew a walk against Will Neely, and now Lowski is behind 3-0. Strike one. No doubt about it. Still, Triolo at a major advantage in this count.
You have to be careful if you're going to throw a fastball.
Lowski's 3-1, fouled off. Good job by the Razorback, fighting and getting a full count now.
Yeah, Lowski jammed him with a fastball in. He fought it off, but see what he decides to go to here. Will he stay with the fastball in or work with something off speed towards the outside? Just have to make sure you don't walk Triolo.
High fly ball into the night sky. Kwan chasing near the wall, makes the catch. Schreiber tags up and is heading to third. Lowski gets the first out of this inning. But runners on the corners now and 1 out.
You could say that Triolo got the job done in a way. Moved Schreiber to third. I have to say this, every time I think a ball is hit hard out to center field, it is, but it's not, because Stephen Kwan's going to range over and make the catch. He controls everything so well out there. We've only seen maybe a couple blemishes from him in center field. He's played fantastic defense this season for Wareham.
You wonder if that's a tool to recruit outfielders, especially athletic ones. Hey, here at Spillane, we have these long walls. You can really show off what you can do with your arm and with your legs. Kwan has done both. And Fitzgerald takes breaking ball, strike one. Hanna might decide to go in the next couple of pitches. Turn the double play ball off. Schreiber, not a ton of speed over there at third. Grant Witherspoon on deck. Pop-up into right field. Ding Kong is under it. Schreiber heads home. There's going to be a play at the plate. McIver gets the tag down. He got him. A double play from the arm of Giovanni Ding Kong. Schreiber out at home, and the score remains 1-0. Let's head to the bottom of the sixth. The Gatemen with new life.
Did you know that Baseball Factory has partnered with the Cape League for the past 17 seasons? Baseball Factory is your resource for top-notch baseball training. With over 600 events nationwide for players age 8 to 18 and over 100,000 college success stories, you too can build your way to greatness with Baseball Factory. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn more. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day, like their hand-breaded crispy fish tacos with cilantro lime rice. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
We're back. Connor Federico, Jacob Toby, Giovanni Dingkong. Maybe not doing it all with his bat. 2 strikeouts tonight, but he just saved a big run from scoring, nailing Scott Schreiber at the plate. A really nice throw.
Dingkong, the witch is dead.
Oh! Nice.
At the plate.
Nice.
That's all I got to say about that. Put a star next to that one.
Duran, Durpich, Topa in this inning. Against Blake Whitney, the righty, who has gone 5 scoreless so far. And if you're thinking, well, we're in the 6th, maybe it's time to take him out, I've got news for you. He had plenty of starts for North Adams of the NECBL this year. He went deep into games. Duran lifts this one to left. Palacios makes the catch. Now through 5 1/3 scoreless.
It's important to point out that Brett Canine will be pitching 2 innings in this ball game. The Gatemen can get 2 runs. That could be enough, because Brett Canine has been fire this season. Ever since that one blemish versus the Falmouth Commodores in his first outing, he has been sensational. He has been hitless.
Durpich, first pitch, ground ball, tough hop, but Lynn tall enough to snag it. And 2 quick outs here in the 6th.
But that's the problem. You need to score runs, and the Gatemen just haven't been doing that tonight. It's been an inconsistent offense all season long. We saw it come alive versus Falmouth, and it's died out versus Bourne.
Duran, Durpich, and John Topa all hitless today. This is a dangerous part of your order if the Gatemen can make it that way. Ball 1. A hit by pitch. That's been it. No walks today for Blake Whitney. He had 8 inning, 7 inning, plenty of time starts. And a little blooper over the head of Williams. John Topa is aboard with a single. Prevents a 1-2-3 inning for Whitney. That might play a big part later in the ball game. We know right now that Bourne's bullpen, it's not very deep. They want a lot of innings. It's deep in numbers, but in terms of maybe guys that Harvey Shapiro trusts late in a game 2 of the playoffs, they might not have a lot of guys to go to, so you really want to drive up Whitney's pitch count.
Yeah, definitely. They've got some new pitchers that they're trying to work in here, and Shapiro might not trust them at this point in time. It'll be interesting to see who comes out of the bullpen. We know that in the regular season, during their 5-game losing streak towards the end, 2 out of their 5 losses were at the hands of some new pitchers coming into the pitching staff.
Kasser takes ball 2. Official scorer Alec Pereira telling me that was just pitch number 67 for Blake Whitney, so he's reaching what would be the maximum if he was pitching for Wareham. Ground ball to the second baseman. Williams gloves it and fires to Lynn. Only 1 hit in the 6th inning, and John Topa stranded at first base. Duran, Durpich, and Kasser all go down. We'll head to the 7th inning of a tight ball game.
The Cape Cod Baseball League is all about family, and it's all about fun. Friendly's is all about family and fun, and is proud to sponsor the 2017 baseball season. Friendly's, life with extra sprinkles.
Baseball Factory, a proud partner of the Cape League since 1991, holds over 600 events nationwide for players ages 8 through 18, including 3 training weeks here in the Cape. Baseball Factory alumni have played on every Division I college program across the nation, plus 400 have made it to the majors. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn how you can build your way to greatness.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at www.curry.edu.
Barrett Lowski remains on the mound for the Gatemen to start off the top of the 7th against Witherspoon, Radzowicz, and Grant Williams. Lowski came on with runners on first and second in the 6th inning, inherited those runners from Will Neely, and didn't allow any of them to score thanks to some good defense.
I'd say it was all right. What a throw.
Lowski always works out of the stretch, and he deals strike 1. Witherspoon 1 for 2 today, a strikeout against Montgomery in the 2nd, and a base hit off of Neely in the 4th. Big swing and a miss, now down 0-2.
Witherspoon was really late on that fastball.
Can't say enough about the pitching today.
It's been exactly what you've wanted, and that's the script of the season all season long. Wareham pitching was so good, but the offense just couldn't pick them up, and that has to change. You're running out of outs.
Ball in the dirt.
But I think Don Sneddon has managed this pitching staff and pitching coach Jim Lawler really well through the playoffs. You've had to use a lot of arms, but you've chose great spots to bring your guys in. I mean, I give major credit to Don Sneddon for bringing in Darian Reagans to close out the series versus Falmouth. It worked out and it panned out perfectly.
Foul tipped into the glove of McIver. Witherspoon down on strikes. Slowski's first strikeout. It's brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard.
And that's why Roach's outing, 4 innings, 7 strikeouts, no earned yesterday, no hits as well, is so important. You only had to use 2 pitchers yesterday. I know it was a loss, but that would help you moving forward here if the Gatemen can come back and win this game. I mean, they used 4 versus Falmouth in Game 2. They used 4 in Game 1.
Ground ball, Duran on a 1-hop. Crosses body onto first.
They're into their 3rd tonight. And it will be 4 once Brett Canine makes an appearance. But in retrospect, it's different than when you played Bourne in the final game of the regular season, when you used 6 pitchers in that ugly 12-5 loss.
So that certainly helps the bullpen, you're right. The bullpen's done a good job tonight. 2 outs in the 7th. Top of the order, Grant Williams is up. Lowski dealing a steady diet of fastballs right now. He gets strike 1.
Yes, it's been Don Sneddon placing the pitchers where he wants, but it's also been the pitchers executing really well on the mound. That's half the story.
And strike 2. And you talk about guys like Lowski and Neely didn't have great seasons in the spring and struggled at first when they were here. It's like working with Jim Lawler's magic or something. I don't know what he does with those guys, but they all leave better pitchers.
He waves his magic wand and all troubles go away.
Lowski, a pitch away. Woohoo! I almost said he got it, but ball 1, and Kyle Gasser was running in too.
That's what Noah Zaval said when I talked to him in that interview. It's been so instrumental to him and so many other pitchers here. You know, turning a guy like Fitz Stadler, who really struggled at school, didn't pitch that much, and turn him into a playoff starter.
Breaking ball never falls into the zone.
Or taking Zavalas, for example, a guy who had a mid-5 ERA, to a guy
in the Ivy League.
In the Ivy League, to a guy that can start a playoff game, the clinching playoff game, in round 1.
And at a .63 ERA. High chopper, Mets. Retires Williams. And that does the inning. We are off to the 7th inning stretch presented by Eastern Propane and Oil. Proud to sponsor the Gatemen with locations on and off the Cape. More Gatemen Baseball after the break on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Wareham Gatemen and the visiting team, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this ballpark.
Want to hear more about today's game, players, and breaking sports updates? Then download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store and tune to this station. It's live. It's local FM radio wherever you go. The Next Radio app. Get it today. Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, the new pitcher, Brian Hoeing, for the Bourne Braves, replaces Blake Whitney, the first Bourne starter to go 6 innings this year. Connor Federico, Jacob Toby, and now we welcome on our Matt Feld. Hello, Matthew.
What's going on? A very exciting game we've got going on here. Another one-run game between the Gatemen and Braves. Color me shocked.
We experienced a lot of that last season, didn't we?
We did. It's plenty of one-run games during the regular season, especially when the Gatemen went 5-0-1 against the Braves, only to get swept. And right now, if it's not for the relief pitching of Will Neely and Barrett Lowski and one throw by Giovanni Ding Kong, it's probably 4 or 5-0 lead for the Braves. But now the Gatemen just one swing away from tying the game, and it's kind of been the same story as yesterday. They've been one hit away for about 3 or 4 different innings.
We'll start that with Jake Anchia, the Miami Lakes, Florida native. Sun Centennial and Miami Herald All-County First Team his senior year with Archbishop McCarthy High School.
Pretty nice throw from Ding Kong, huh?
Great throw on the money. Willie McIver applied the tag to perfection.
That might be broken on a pop-up to Williams. It's a P4 to number 4, and it's the first out of the 7th.
A little surprised that Schreiber had run on that play. Off the bat, I thought that was going to be too shallow. It ended up being medium depth, a little deeper than I thought it was going to, but still, I thought he was a dead duck. Ding Kong in practice has made some terrific throws. He clearly has got that arm strength. He seems to have the 2 of the 5 tools, power and great arm.
If this game stays the same, is that a microcosm of basically the whole season?
Great pitching, pretty decent defense. The Gatemen's defense has gone in and out at times. We've seen great defense. We've seen some games where they've really struggled, but I would say yes. They just yesterday and today were kind of the bad, and the first 2 games against Falmouth were like the games against Hyannis and Brewster, where they were working on all cylinders. We've seen the good Gatemen and the bad Gatemen in these playoffs, that's for sure.
Willie McIver stands in. Ground ball through the gap. McIver's aboard, but he's still running hard. Palacios throws it in. It's the 2nd consecutive single for Willie McIver, number 17 in white. He started hot. He then sort of went cold, and now he's back.
I think I'm going to safely call officially Willie McIver the MVP of the Wareham Gatemen of 2017. Last year there was some dispute. Cole Freeman, Joey Partosic, Robbie Metz, Jake Mathis, you name it. This year, Willie McIver from day one has been just a bit of a staple. He's hitting in and out. His defense, though, has been just terrific. His game calling has been outstanding. I think it goes underappreciated sometimes, but he has just been overall a terrific player to watch.
Giovanni Ding Kong stands in, hit .351 for St. Thomas Aquinas this spring. 6 home runs, 36 RBIs. Also has some speed, 10 stolen bases, so that might be a 3rd tool for you.
Fel, did you just bring up some names from last year in your MVP conversation for this year?
I did. I said that last year there might be a wide variety.
Oh, I see.
And
okay.
This year, to me, it's been pretty clear.
Okay.
I think people at home don't really understand as much, but I thought Willie McIver, in terms of the inside-outside strategy of how the Gatemen approached those 2 Falmouth games.
Well, they'll be knowing Gavin Sheets' name one day for sure. I mean, a top-round pick. But the White Sox.
And I think because of his defensive capabilities, I think Willie McIver is going to go a lot higher in the draft. And I think people understand how much he played a role in those pitching to those Falmouth Commodore hitters, throwing a lot of first pitch off speed, breaking balls, change-ups. Noah Zavalis and Aaron Hernandez especially, he recognized right away after the first inning in Game 1 that they were going to swing at a lot of first pitch fastballs, and he was instrumental in turning that thing around.
And if you include the playoffs, McIver 18 for 20 on stolen bases this summer. Maybe not a great base stealer at the next level, but a very smart and keen base runner. He goes. And it's ball 4. Ding Kong works himself a nice walk.
Apologies, Connor. One thing I notice about when I talk to the pitchers, they always say one of what they love about Willie McIver is he's very encouraging behind the plate, no matter what the score is, whether there's nobody on base and 2 outs and they're down 13-0 or up 13-0. He gives it all to block pitchers in the dirt. He will go out there after every home run to kind of build up the pitcher's confidence, and the pitchers really do appreciate that. And I think it's fair to say that the Gatemen's pitching staff this year has reflected that based on their success.
Yeah, I even saw that firsthand walking by the bullpen at Orleans when Aaron Hernandez was going to make, or that appearance rather, and I just heard them talking about so many different things, so many encouraging things he was saying to them, and just great to see. McIver's so good on the field, but he's so good off the field as well. You know that, especially from spending a lot of time with him.
He's very energetic, always happy to be here, always excited, always here for early hitting, lifting in the morning. He is someone who pretty much lives and breathes baseball. And I remember seeing on his University of Washington questionnaire and why he loves baseball, his answer was, baseball is my life. And that's kind of been how his summer has gone.
Short and sweet. I like that answer.
I will counter with this. Another MVP, we've talked about it multiple times. I mean, Noah Zavalis has given this team
terrific.
Everything.
Outstanding. All season long, since the day he was showed up as a temp player.
Stephen Kwan takes strike 1, crowding the plate a bit on this at-bat, and he faces Hoeing, who this is his 7th appearance on the summer for Bourne, a 1-1 record, a 4.91 ERA in the regular season.
This might be the Gatemen's big chance right here with the top of the lineup, 2 up and 2 men on.
Kwan, ground ball, left side, Fitzgerald. And Williams gets him at first. It's a 6-4-3 double play. Stephen Kwan ends the inning and will head to the top of the 8th. The Gatemen still trail 1-0 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
Camping out by the fire, the Wareham Gatemen. They're paying attention, I promise. They just need that fire to keep the bugs away. It's a pretty buggy night here at Spillane. Usually we don't feel anything up here in the press box, but we're getting some tonight. Barrett Lowski's still on the mound, number 55 in white. he came out of that bullpen, taking over for Justin Montgomery and Will Neely.
Yeah, that fire has been around for a long time. Nice staple of this beautiful stadium, the gem of the Cape, Spillane Field. Wareham right now need to play a little better on the offensive side if they want to keep playing at Spillane this season.
If this is our last game, I'm going to miss Spillane tremendously, and I bet even double or triple the feelings for you.
But
Matt.
I could come here anytime I want.
That's true.
But you're right.
Lyle Lynn drove in the only run of this baseball game. He's back at the plate, and you can hear Bourne's crowd. They love this guy from Arizona State. From Taipei, Taiwan, but played high school ball at J. Sarah Catholic in Northern California.
Sure, Falmouth broadcaster Blake Bernard saw a lot of him this season with Arizona State.
Big swing and a miss right there. Maybe try to crush that one again. I mean, the crazy thing about Lynn's home run swing is didn't seem nearly half as hard as that. Just the power comes naturally for him. Picked out of the dirt by McIver.
Yeah, that ball was just hammered to left field.
Lynn, a catcher at Arizona State. The Braves has used him as first baseman and behind the plate. Fouls this one off himself.
Wonder how much he and Fitz Stadler were a duo.
Well, they were at the 2 games, the Eastern Game 3s the other day. They were at Brewster YD and then Orleans Chatham. Line drive, foul. Nearly. Lynn and Stadler, both from Arizona State. They were watching one of their Sun Devil teammates, Hunter Bishop, from Brewster, catching some great Cape League ball, and they had the off day thanks to both of their teams sweeping. The Gatemen trying to prevent Bourne from going 4-0 in the playoffs. On the inner side, first base umpire rules Lynn did not go. Count is full.
And that's the thing. If Bourne holds on, they get an extra day of rest. So they really want to win this game right now.
Lynn walks down to first to lead off the 8th. Probably not what Barrett Lowski wanted to do there. Doesn't look like anybody's coming out to
The left fielder.
take Lowski out of this game. This inning might be his, but we know Brett Canine is getting ready. I also see Darian Reagan's out there warming up, the lefty. Oh, this might be an interesting time to bring him in against the lefty Palacios. We've got 2 lefties in the next 3 batters. I wonder if this is Reagan's time to shine again. It is a call to the bullpen, and we'll identify the pitcher and bring you back with a runner on first and nobody out for the Braves in the top of the 8th.
Did you know that Baseball Factory has partnered with the Cape League for the past 17 seasons? Baseball Factory is your resource for top-notch baseball training. With over 600 events nationwide for players age 8 to 18 and over 100,000 college success stories, you too can build your way to greatness with Baseball Factory. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn more.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day, like their hand-breaded crispy fish tacos with cilantro lime rice. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen High School Clinics. These programs are run by the Gatemen coaching staff with a focus on exposing high school area players to the college game. To sign up for either the hitting, pitching, or catching camps, visit www.gateman.org for more information.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development. Online at www.curry.edu.
What's donated here stays here. All the blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more about donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive at capecodhealth.org/blood center.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Here comes Darian Reagans. The last time he pitched at Spillane Field, 2 strikeouts against 2 lefties to end the top of the 9th against the Falmouth Commodores. Here he is in the 8th. Maybe a strategic move. You've got Palacios up now, the lefty. Schreiber on deck is a righty, and then Hanna afterwards a lefty. We'll see how long Reagan's leash is. Going to Kaiser College next fall, transferring from Delaware State. He inherits Lyle Lynn on first base. Palacios shows bunt and instead has to run away from that pitch inside.
If the playoffs were to continue for the Wareham Gatemen, I would say that Darian Reagans is your new lefty specialist out of the bullpen. In late innings especially. I mean, he proved a lot in that one outing versus Falmouth.
Palacios gets the bunt down. It comes right back up towards us. Count 1-1.
Now Brett Canine warming up in the bullpen for the Wareham Gatemen as expected.
Dun, dun, dun. Bourne won the first game of this series. A score of 3-2. Palacios gets the bunt down. It's fielded by Duran. He goes over to first, and Palacios is out. Lynn moves over to second. So that's the sacrifice bunt. It works exactly how Harvey Shapiro hoped it would. Here comes Scott Schreiber.
Yeah, nice bunt there from Palacios. Duran comes in from third on the grass, fields it nicely. Real good opportunity here for Schreiber.
Except they will walk him intentionally.
Never mind.
Might be the smart move. You bring Reagans in to face the lefties.
Well, yeah, that's right. I mean, you're going to get a lefty.
That is probably why Harvey Shapiro asked Richie Palacios to punt. You know he's great against lefties. So you sacrifice, you move the runner over for sure. Wonder if Harvey Shapiro asks Jamison Hanna to do the same thing. That's what Jim Lawler and Don Sneddon are setting up over there by intentionally walking Schreiber. You'll have runners on first and second.
Remember that game versus the Harbor Hawks where Don Sneddon elected to throw over the plate and fool the hitter on the intentional walk, and Chad Gassman and Sneddon got into it a little bit? That doesn't happen here, of course, but
Chad Gassman almost attacked Don Sneddon.
He had a nice ejection on the season.
Not against the Gatemen,
no,
though.
No.
After Falmouth was already eliminated. After Hyannis was eliminated, I apologize. So here comes Jamison Hanna. Kyle Kasser talking to Reagans now. Kasser might know something that we don't about Hanna, or just about holding on Lyle Lynn over there at second base, making sure he doesn't get too good of a lead. Hanna, the Flower Mound, Texas native. So the only base runners in this inning are on walks. Lynn, from Lowski and Schreiber intentionally. First pitch, slider falls in. That was a nice pitch. On deck, Jared Triolo. He's a righty. We might see Canine come out a little early.
Well, he was expected to go 2 innings in this game.
"15 in white deals, and he gets strike 2. The exact same pitch. Hannah doesn't like this call. You don't know if he's more upset with the umpire or upset that Reagans is dealing.
He's filthy. That curveball's filthy. That's probably as close as a strike you're going to get on the inside part of the plate from it being a ball.
Hannah faces Reagans. Up in the count, 0-2. Misses this time. What a night for baseball it's turned out to be at Spillane. I don't think a single fan on either Wareham or Bourne side has gone home.
Why would you?
High drama in the West Division Finals. Game 2. Bourne up 1-0 in the series. Up 1-0 on the scoreboard. Strike 3 from Reagans. A big K. Brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exa, Forrest, and Bullard. Nice pitch.
Went with the breaking ball again. It's worked since he's got to Wareham. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Triolo's up here, and it looks like Jim Lawler is thinking about going over, and now he decides to. Could this be the end of Reagans? He gets 2 outs, and they will bring in, we see Riley Gates. Nope, but he sits down. It's going to be number 24, Brett Canine. Darian Reagans does his job, retiring the lefties. We'll be right back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day, like the balsamic grilled chicken or New England fried shrimp. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Don't miss a minute of this station's pre- and post-game sports talk. Tune in on your smartphone with the Next Radio app. It's live and it's local. Download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store today.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgentcare. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgentcare.
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen Youth Clinics. The instruction clinics are open to boys and girls between ages 4 and 15. The clinics are a great opportunity to meet and learn from some of the best collegiate players in the country. Clinics are held Monday through Friday, depending on the player's off day. For more information and to sign up your young ball player, visit www.gateman.org.
It's time. Brett Canine, the big gun. He brings power. At the plate, power. Strength on strength against Jared Triolo with 2 outs and 2 runners on.
I got that power. Yeah, he brings the power all right. And fastball. That breaking ball as well, so crucial for him. He's worked on the changeup since coming to Wareham a year ago. And he's in a big spot right now, facing the righty Triolo, who's been the Gateman killer. So we'll see what happens.
There's one person who could shut him down for sure. It's Brett Canine. 15 saves this spring for the baseball Titans from Cal State Fullerton. 31 relief appearances, a 1.39 ERA, a Greg Olson Award finalist, and an all Big West first teamer. Deals strike one on a breaking ball to Triolo, and don't forget, a collegiate baseball All-American third teamer. He's got a long list of accolades. And the returner from 2016. A starter last season. This year, the closer. Down low. In the playoffs last year, Brett Canine started against the Bourne Braves. He went 5 1/3 innings, gave up no earned runs, but the Gatemen lost 5-4. That was game 1. One misses inside. Joseph Peters hearing it from the Gatemen crowd.
Last time out versus Falmouth, 2 innings, 3 strikeouts. Dominant.
Canine's 2-1, breaking ball. Froze Triolo, and now the count's 2-2. The returners exchanging signs. Canine on the mound, Metz at second base.
So funny what 1 year can do to you as a ball player. Go from being the Gatemen's best starter all season long, going 5 innings almost every single time, to now just pitching at max 2.
In the big situations, Brett Canine's 2-2. Ground ball, foul. We'll do it again. And Brett Canine, with Cal State Fullerton as a freshman, granted, you know, freshman year, things aren't as clear to you. You don't understand as much about the game as you do the next year. But 15 appearances, a 3-3 record, not too great of an ERA, but then you work with Coach Lawler in the summer, and you become the nation's premier closer.
Yeah. It does wonders.
2-2, 2 outs. Brett Canine misses low. The runners will be in motion now on this payoff pitch. Both sides clapping. Bourne for Triolo, Wareham for Canine. The payoff pitch. Canine fires. Blooped out into shallow right. Chasing, ding Kong, it falls in front of him. The throw to third. Schreiber is safe. A run scores. It's 2-0 Bourne. In baseball, you need to be talented, but sometimes all it takes is a little bit of luck.
And a tomahawk chop will not stop. Right now, down the third base line. Man, 1 strike away.
From Louisville, number 5, Tyler Fitzgerald.
And the game now separated by 2 runs.
Runners on the corners now. Canine's still at there. Bourne is making a ton of noise out on the bleachers on the third base line. It's Fitzgerald at the plate. Canine from the stretch, as he always is. Tries to go front door and misses.
Bourne's crowd support last season during the playoffs was very good here at Spillane. Had nightmares of that final camera shot zooming in on that third base line on the bleachers, of them just cheering after the final out was made, game 1.
Third to first. The old trick doesn't work for Canine. I mean, Fans of the Cape League in Sandwich, where you hail from, where's their loyalty? Is it Bourne, Katuitt?
It's split between those two.
All right.
If you live towards Mashpee, on South Sandwich, it's Katuitt.
There's that fastball. Big swing and a miss.
That's where I live, but I would say that if my parents had to choose a team, it'd probably be Bourne. I went to a Bourne Braves camp once, believe it or not.
You showed off your center field skills in our intern softball game. Whew. In my years of watching baseball, I've never seen someone like Brett Canine. He just goes out there and you expect him to get the outs. Fitzgerald down in the count now, 1-2. 1 for 3 today. Hit into that double play where Ding Kong threw out Schreiber back in the 6th. Runner goes. Canine throws home. McIver puts the tag on Schreiber. Schreiber out at home for the 2nd time today. And a little trickery from Bourne doesn't work. Let's head to the bottom of the 8th. Can the Gatemen match the Braves? Find out on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Wareham Gatemen and the visiting team, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this ballpark.
Did you know that Baseball Factory has partnered with the Cape League for the past 17 seasons? Baseball Factory is your resource for top-notch baseball training. With over 600 events nationwide for players age 8 to 18 and over 100,000 college success stories, you too can build your way to greatness with Baseball Factory. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Connor Federico and Jacob Toby with you for today's game. The Bourne Braves holding the Wareham Gatemen against the wall. And the Gatemen in an elimination game through 7 innings. They've stranded 7 runners. That's the story of the game right now. And the Gatemen have only gone down 1-2-3 once. It was in the 4th. Other than that, they've had base runners on. And Metzi takes ball 1.
It's been the season right there. That's all it was, leaving runners on base.
Hard chopper. Shortstop Fitzgerald makes a good throw on the Lynn. Gatemen 5 outs remaining. The clock ticking on their season.
But you will have final say. You will have the bottom of the 9th. That is in your favor.
Number 10.
Who knows if we see Robbie Metz in the bottom of the 9th. It might be too far away in the lineup. He just batted, and he's the guy that's walked off both times for the Gatemen in the second half of the season. Willie McIver had your other walk-off hit.
Yeah, that could be Metz's last.
But that was game 3. This is game 48.
Yeah.
A lot has changed since then.
That could be Metz's last step out as a Gateman.
Jaron Duran trying to start a little one-out rally with nobody on. Does he check his swing? It doesn't matter. Called strike 1. Durpich on deck. Topa in the hole.
Durpich has been silenced tonight.
We haven't seen him have an 0 for night yet. As a member of the Gatemen. These new guys, they haven't been here very long, but you feel like they might have an emotional tie to the team that saw what they can do, don't come from big schools, and gave them a chance on the Cape. It's got to feel good. It's got to be validation.
Yeah, no, definitely. They take a chance on you, you feel a certain way towards them.
Duran with 2 strikes is 0 for 3 today. Hoeing Line drive straight to Triolo. 2 gone in the 8th.
Chad Linsman is in the bullpen for Bourne.
From Siena College, number 36, Joe Durpich.
Joe Durpich with nobody on and 2 outs. John Topa on deck. Fouls off the first pitch near us. Durpich hasn't faced a lefty today. That was his downfall yesterday. Harvey Shapiro elects to bring in 2 different lefties to face Durpich. And now he's behind 0-2. PJ Poulin came on with 2 outs in the 5th to retire Durpich yesterday, and with 2 outs in the 9th, Jared Skolnicki ended the game. Now 1-2. Chess match of baseball. Way out, despite what some Bourne fans you might hear in the crowd tonight.
Hoeing working really quickly.
Can Durpich take advantage? The 2-2. High fly moonshot into the sky. Fitzgerald has some trouble, but makes the catch. Durpich retired. So is Metz and Duran. We'll head to the 9th. The clock ticking on the Gatemen season. 1 more inning. Can they get it done?
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen High School Clinics. These programs are run by the Gatemen coaching staff with a focus on exposing high school area players to the college game. To sign up for either the hitting, pitching, or catching camps, visit www.gateman.org for more information.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day, like their hand-breaded crispy fish tacos with cilantro lime rice. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke.
The 9th inning. Who better to pitch it than Brett Canine? Connor Federico and Jacob Toby along with you. It's been an incredible season of Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Broadcast number 49. Will we get number 50 tomorrow at Doran Park? It's solely in the hands of the Gatemen. But before we get to that point, Brett Canine has to face Tyler Fitzgerald, Grant Witherspoon, and Kevin Radzowicz, trying to keep this game at 2-0. Canine working this bat against Fitzgerald. Number 5 in blue against number 24 in white. Canine breathes, sets, fires. Did he go? No. Count's full. Count is even at 2. It'll be Topa, Kasser, and Chia in the bottom of the 9th. What do you like about those guys that might give you a chance to save this season?
And Chia's got your power. That's what I like. If runners can get on base.
Ground ball foul down the third base line.
But 2 runs is doable. That's the thing. It's not over. No, by no stretch of the imagination is it over.
I mean, the Gatemen have 5 hits tonight. They've put plenty of base runners on. They just haven't been scoring. Called strike 3. Canine sits down Tyler Fitzgerald for the first out of the 9th.
The right fielder from Tulane, number 22.
That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exaforest, and Bullard. We're approaching another double-digit strikeout night for the Gatemen staff.
Ain't that been the storyline of this pitching staff the whole season?
That was strikeout number 10, actually. I apologize. One of them, though, was a drop third strike. And Schreiber able to reach first base in the 6th. Here is Grant Witherspoon. Ground ball, and Chia calls off his pitcher, and now he tells Canine, please cover the bag. And that's the second out.
I can do it. No, please help me out. Help me out a little bit. Okay, fine, I will. That's how that conversation went.
The catcher from Fairfield.
Bourne scored once in the top of the 3rd. Lyle Lynn solo shot, and then once in the top of the 8th. Lyle Lynn had a leadoff walk. Came around and scored on who else but a Jared Triolo RBI single with a full count and 2 outs off of Brett Canine. The 9-hitter, Radzewicz. Both catchers tonight wearing number 17. Radzewicz in blue for Bourne, and see the throw there from McIver, number 17 in white. Matt Fell just talked about his defensive abilities. And we've seen the arm, but it's been the framing of pitches and the calling of games that has progressed so much this summer. Pop up high and out of play.
Yeah, if I had to give 2 players that have improved marginally this season, maybe the most, Willie McIver behind the plate, Noah Zavalis on the hill. That's where I've seen 2 players grow the most.
Look out. Couple bat boys, Jim Lawler, Don Sneddon almost got hit on a ricochet. And now Canine. 1-2, the Gateman crowd getting the slow clap ready. What might be the last pitch thrown by a Gateman in 2017. The offense hoping it isn't. Canines 1-2. Where was that pitch? Outside is probably the answer. Canines 2-2. Foul. Been as good as a pitching matchup as we've seen in the playoffs, period.
Agreed.
Blake Whitney and Justin Montgomery got this game started with 5 innings of 1-run baseball, or 6 innings. That's how far Whitney went. It's been a fun one. It's been a quick one. That's Spillane. Canines 2-2. Wow, really good at bat by Radzewicz, who after with this at bat will put on his catching equipment and attempt to lead whoever comes out in the 9th for Bourne to the Braves' first championship appearance since they won the whole thing in 2009.
2 hours and 24 minutes right now into this game.
2-2, ground ball in the gap. Kasser back in, On to first. And Anchia just misses the pick. Would have been a heck of a play. That's about as much as you can ask for from Kyle Kasser. It was a tough play.
Second baseman from Kennesaw
What a throw, though, huh?
Number 4, Grant.
What a throw. We've seen a lot of good throws from Kasser this season. Coming in out of Oregon, Don Snedden needed a guy that could play multiple positions, whether it was third or shortstop. Kasser has fulfilled his needs, the team needs, when he was called upon. He's been an all-star.
Williams swings and misses on first pitch of his at-bat. 0 for 4 today. Canine trying to make it 0 for 5. Williams spent his last summer with the Ocean State Waves, also of the NECBL. And he played one game for the 2016 Bourne Braves. He went 0 for 2 in his lone appearance. Foul tips this one into the glove of McIver. Man, what a game this has been. Radzowicz leading over there on first. A beautiful night at Spillane. Canines 0-2, misses way high. Williams gets his head out of the way. The Atlanta, Georgia native. The lefty at the plate throws with his right arm. He's got a 1-2. Canine kicks and fires down low. Bourne working some good at-bats. Maybe icing the Gatemen hitters. I mean,
probably.
For the guys who are up, Topper, Kasser, and Shia, it's going to be a ton of pressure. Hopes of an entire town riding on their shoulders. Canines, 2-2. Gets away from McIver. It's in the dirt, and he loses it. Radzowicz around second, heads for third. And he'll stop there. Willie McIver totally lost his bearings on that one. Thought it maybe just kept in front of him. Now Canine wants a new ball.
Well, that's the second time tonight he's had trouble behind the plate. Remember that one play where he tripped completely and tumbled over and couldn't grab the wild pitch. This time has no idea where it is. And Canine in danger of walking Williams, which would just completely reset the offense right here with runners at the corners.
One pitch away from sending the Gatemen to the bottom of the ninth. One pitch away from putting runners on the corners. Canine, the payoff pitch with 2 outs. Misses. Radzowicz on third, Williams on first. Lyle Lynn has scored the only 2 runs of this ball game. Here he is.
First baseman from Arizona State, number 28, Lyle Lynn.
Gatemen got through 44 regular season Cape League games with a record of 18-25-1. Currently sit in the postseason with a record of 2-1. Williams with a huge lead at first. You wonder if the Bourne Braves put another base running play on, but not before Lynn misses.
Can't tie in the playoffs. That's for sure. Go as long as you need. Play till the 15th inning if we wanted to. That's just been his pitch right now. Up and away fastball. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
He was up in the count against Radzowicz and Williams. Fell behind. Eventually put base runners on. Can he close out the top of the ninth? Give the Gatemen life in the bottom of this frame. Brett Canine, the 0-2. Becomes 1-2. Brett Canine, if you read his Cal State Fullerton bio, says his favorite park is Fenway, despite growing up a Padres fan in Southern California.
He also says his favorite food is his mom's enchiladas.
His 1-2. Canine. Line drive up the middle. Kasser to Metz, and that does it. Canine, with ice in his vein, works out of a jam. The Gatemen with one last shot, 3 outs left. John Topa, Kyle Kasser, Jake Anchia. Can they get it done?
Baseball Factory, which has proudly supported the Cape Cod League for 17 seasons, conducts baseball training, tournaments, and showcases at over 600 events nationwide, providing players with world-class instruction. The Baseball Factory program leads to future success both on and off the field for players aged 8 to 18. Learn more at baseballfactory.com.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
.6'4", 230 pounds. Started game 44 for the Braves and won against the Gatemen. Now, all he has to do is get 3 outs to send the Braves to the Cape League Final. It's Chad Lintzman, the Nebraska Cornhusker, faces Topa, Kasser, and Chia. It all comes down to this.
Bourne has not been in the finals since 2009. Last time they won it. And that's their only CCBL title in team history. They are 1 for 3 in championship series.
From UConn is 14, John Topa.
Here's Topa. 1 for 3 today. Takes outside from Lintzman. Most recently a hit in the 6th with 2 outs and was stranded on first. The Gatemen crowd cheering on Topa no matter the result, but they'd like a hit. Now the count is 1-1. Now 1-2. Topa hasn't swung the bat yet. Lintzman, a former draft pick of the New York Mets, drafted in the 39th round of the 2015 MLB draft. Will be a junior next season for Nebraska. Topa fouls this one off. Hard hit.
Topo on opening day, 1 for 3 with a walk and a K against Hyannis Harbor Hawks. That's when he made his debut. Started in left field, batted 8th.
Line drive, starting to straighten it out a little more. Still fighting with 1 and 2. John Topa, a fighter personified.
And now he's batting 5th. He's moved up. That's the improvement he has made.
And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Linsman goes off speed. 1 out.
The shortstop from Oregon, number 13, Kyle Kasser.
Kyle Kasser. Brought into this team thanks to a Facebook post way back in the late part of June. Ever since, number 13 has been quite the addition, an all-star for this Gatemen roster.
Yeah, June 23rd was 1 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs in his debut. And that was the same night Tristan Pompey made his debut and hit the 2 Yabos versus the Orleans Firebirds. The 11-3 win. I can't believe Orleans would turn out to be the best team in the league after that.
Linsman's 1-1. Tries to go backdoor. The breaking pitch misses. Now 2-1. And Chia on deck. 2 home runs at Spillane this season. Kasser, line drive into center. Hanna. It was right at him. And that's where the scouting comes into play. Hanna was ready for that ball to be pushed, not pulled.
I've loved his positioning in center field tonight. He read the scouting reports. He's playing it well. Good player.
The Gatemen started off this game with a Division II pitcher named Justin Montgomery. They have a Division II batter at the dish, Jake Anchia. It all comes down to this. And he takes ball 1. 1 out remaining. 2 runs to get for the Gatemen. Their season in the balance. And a big swing and a miss.
Remember, our first impression of Anchia was when he got hit in the head with the baseball and he had to come out of the game.
I remember that, yeah.
He went 0 for 1 versus Hyannis on opening day. It was tough to see, but he's been so good.
Takes strike 2. 1 more strike. The Bourne crowd on its feet. Chad Linsman dueling with Jake Anchia. Not just yet will the Gatemen go down. McIver on deck. Wouldn't it be nice to see him hit one last time? Linsman's 1-2, called strike 3! For the 3rd year in a row, the bridge belongs to Bourne. The Braves are headed to the Cape League Finals. And Wareham's Cinderella run ends tonight at Spillane Field.
No runs, 5 hits and no errors. After the team meeting, we're asked the team to go to
the 2017 summer comes to a close for the Gatemen. And the 4 seed in the West. They take down Falmouth, the best team in the West. But it ends tonight. Bourne played like the better team.
They've been the best team in the Western Division playoffs. They play like it. They've earned it. They swept Katuitt. They swept Wareham now. And they're waiting to see who they'll play, Brewster or Orleans. They'll wait. They'll get an off day. They'll hit the beach. They'll relax. And then they'll go play for a Cape League title, which they haven't won since 2009. They were the better team, like you said, Connor.
This is the end of the summer for the Gatemen. Going into the Bourne series, it felt like they could do almost anything. And here we are, after a series sweep in this rivalry matchup. Bourne gets the better of Wareham in 2015, 16, and 17. Enough about that. We've seen some incredible players this season play baseball in Wareham on Spillane Field From opening day on June 14th to this moment, these players have grown so much. We've grown. This Gatemen organization witnesses another great summer of baseball. It's been a lot of fun.
Can't say much more about that, my man. Really can't. It's been a pleasure. They'll huddle right now. They'll talk about how this may be the last time they'll play on the Cape, or you might want to return for a second season if you just finished up your freshman year this past season, and whatever that talk may consist of. You know, they'll take the memories that they learned and cherished here forever, and Cape's a special place, man. I love living here, and I love watching baseball. And Bourne will clap. They're headed to the finals. Good job. Salute them. Harvey Shapiro, 15 seasons as Bourne's manager, one of 4 Cape League managers to win over 400 games. I mean, he has been tremendous, along with Jeff Trundy of Falmouth, Scott Pickler of YD, and of course the great John Schiffner of Chatham. All 4 of them have earned 400 wins. Jeff Trundy, of course, doing that this season with the Falmouth Commodores. Don Sneddon, his first season as head coach, tremendous. Was welcomed with open arms by the Brotherhood, as they call it. The 10 managers on the Cape League are all brothers, and they talk every single day. They recruit every single day. Tough to watch, but man, nothing better than this.
There's so many thank yous to hand out, so many people who have made this season an incredible one, and your past 2 seasons here, and our Matt Feld's last 2 seasons here. Everyone who works on the Wareham Board of Directors and everyone associated with this organization have been so helpful to us. We have to thank these parents who listen nearly every night for sharing their sons with us this summer. They've been great for Wareham. They've really made this enjoyable. And we've had quite the summer. And there's not much more to say on my end. Do you want to say anything in your final broadcast?
Watch the postgame show. We'll talk about it.
Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Gatemen Baseball all season long and including tonight. We would like to thank everyone who helped us provide you with the best baseball all summer. Thanks to the general manager of the Gatemen, Andrew Lang, team president Tom Gay, treasurer Jeff Tufts, all-around do-it kind of guy Tom Crane, and the entire Wareham Gatemen staff and community for making this season a memorable one. Thanks to the whole WCTV staff for providing us with, no doubt, the best in-game video in the Cape League. And if you don't believe me, look around the league. It happened here. And of course, thanks to our entire Gatemen broadcasting team, our beat writer Matthew Feld finishes his 2nd season of great work. At WCTV today, Sam Corman finishes his 1st season, heads back to Missouri tomorrow. Our sideline reporter, Claudia Chikamian from South Carolina. Our producers, Nick Veronesi from South Carolina and Matthew Weasel Thayer from Syracuse University. So for Jacob Toby, I'm Connor Federico. We hope that you have enjoyed this season of Wareham Gatemen Baseball as much as we did. And thank you, as always, for tuning in to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Good night.